Hi, welcome to Focus on Finance. Focus on Finance is brought to you by the Consumer Education Division of the Right Legacy Group. I am your host, Melanie Parker, Marketing Director of the Right Legacy Group. Today, I want to welcome my guest, Matt Smith, who is the new president of the Rsba, Radcliffe Small Business Alliance. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Glad to have you. So, you filled some big shoes. Who was the previous president?
Terry Short was the previous president.
Those are some big shoes.
He does have a pretty good name in the community and
Yes.
been doing it for quite a while. He was one of the founders of the group as well.
Right. It was a very, I remember when it started. How long has it been? Probably 8 years, 9 years?
It's almost been 10 years.
10 years, okay. I remember when it started, and it has just blossomed. So tell us a little bit about the purpose of the RSBA.
So the purpose of the RSBA is to create a community among small business owners to help support each other through networking, education, and mentorship. Funny you mentioned Terry Short. So as I was leaving the military, Terry Short was one of my mentors, helping me set up and stuff. So that's one of the reasons I ended up in the RSBA.
I believe that.
So he helped me, gave me advice to establish my current business.
Yes, he is a wonderful colleague and a friend to not only myself, but everyone. He is really good about helping out entrepreneurs, that's for sure, and small businesses.
Yes.
Yes. So how often do you all get together? What benefits would a small business have from joining the RSBA?
So we meet the third Tuesday of every month for our general meeting. You do not need to be a member to attend.
Really? That's good to know.
So
Okay.
anybody can attend our meeting.
Great networking opportunity.
It is. And then the fourth Tuesday of every month, we have a social. We let one of the local businesses in our group host it.
Okay.
And then it's just a big networking event in the evening because, you know, a lot of the business owners during the
Sure.
day were out working.
Right, after hours kind of event.
So it lets us all meet up, network. That is one of our biggest events where you're able to actually network and make those connections. As what we do, like I said, we support through education. We have some stuff in the works with some of the local education providers, ECTC, some of our actually members, business coaches and so forth that are going to start doing classes.
Oh, wow.
To help these younger business owners, even some of the older ones that need to adapt to change and stuff like that to keep them alive. We want to see these businesses stop folding. Due to the COVID scenario and the way everything has shifted, we want them to be prepared and be fluid so they stay alive and they don't go away.
Absolutely. So it sounds like there's a lot of collaboration within your membership.
Yes.
Yes, people helping each other out. I like that. Been there, done that. Let me tell you what worked for me and what didn't kind of situation.
Absolutely. Let me tell you what not to do.
Right. Exactly. During COVID, I mean, what a huge struggle for business in general, but especially small business. I am confident that you all really circled the wagons around your members and really helped folks to keep from, like you said, you know, shutting your doors and folding. What would you find was the biggest challenge when people join the Small Business Alliance? What do you find is what are they looking for? What's their biggest challenge? Is it keeping people? Is it marketing? What do you think?
The biggest challenge, I mean, that's a broad spectrum.
It's a broad spectrum.
Because everybody has their own challenges.
Right.
Each business has their own focus. For the north part of Hardin County, what I think for us is it's the networking that we provide. It puts you in line with so many other professional group businesses and people and community leaders that it can help you get a foothold, get firsthand information of things moving in the community. That's really what it did for me. I then learned, you know, what developments are coming, where I needed to focus my business. Being taught how to, you know, we need to shift online versus in person, stuff like that. That's pretty much what I think it does. It helps us figure out how to keep the economy moving and
Absolutely. I so honor the camaraderie that Radcliffe has amongst people who live there, obviously, but also the businesses, the entrepreneurs, the small businesses. You all really circle the wagons and take care of each other, and I honor that greatly. Yeah, I'm intrigued that you don't have to be a member. So, for example, my office is in E-Town, and I live in E-Town, but I'm an Army brat, so I definitely support the military and the communities outside the gates of Fort Knox. So I would be welcome to come to a lunch meeting and maybe one of the after-hour events?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have actually expanded. We are now a regional alliance, so anybody in the region can join.
That's fascinating. I love that.
So my business is actually based out of E-Town.
Okay.
We have had recently several E-Town businesses join our group.
Okay.
We have one out of Meade County. We're pretty much anywhere. If you do business in the Radcliffe area, you're more than welcome to join, even if you don't. We are one area, so I think just supporting each other, we will all do better.
I think that's a great idea, because if your passion is small business, it doesn't necessarily stop at those city limits, right?
No, it does not.
Absolutely. That's good to know. You mentioned your business, so let's bring that up. First of all, thank you for your service.
Oh, well, thank you.
Appreciate you very much. Like I said, Army brat, 29 years. So you are 2 vets inspections. Tell us a little bit about that.
So when I was retiring from the Army, I wanted to start a business, and the 2 is me and my wife. So my wife is still currently serving.
Wow.
She still has 2 more years till she retires.
That's great. Is she stationed at Fort Knox?
Actually Indianapolis.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
She was at Fort Knox. She's doing her last assignment in Indianapolis, and then she retires.
Okay. So Indianapolis, is there a base there, or just is she a recruiter?
No, she is a active reservist, and there is a division up there, and she is one of the head logistics people in the unit.
Wonderful. Well, once again, thank you and your wife for your service, and I just wanted to give you a shout out to Vets Inspections, because that is, so what do? You go into homes before getting a mortgage, or how does that work?
So you sign a contract on your house, and once you do that, usually you have a certain amount of time, 10 to 14 days, to look it over and do a counteroffer. So that's where we come in.
Oh.
We go roof to underneath the house, everything in between, and we're going to let you know any issues that you have with that house before you actually finalize the deal and move in. So that way you can request repairs or money or whatever you and your real estate agent work out.
Excellent. So basically your services are peace of mind.
Yes.
That sounds good. And it's raining today, so you said at least you're not on a roof. So you all, just top to bottom, right? That is fascinating.
Raining days are actually the best, because we can find out if your roof's leaking.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good, see, that's why people like me need people like you and your wife, so you all can do those, because I wouldn't have even thought of that. And see if the basement leaks and all of those things. Wonderful. So back to Rsba. So you don't necessarily have to have a brick and mortar, correct? Yeah, I'm sure you have quite a few businesses that offer services, and I love the collaboration within. Now, the monthly luncheon, do they need to call an RSVP, just show up? Who's paying for lunch?
So if you want lunch, you can get lunch. If not, you don't. So we just started, you can now register online.
Oh.
You can pay online for the lunch, or you can pay in person at the door.
Okay, y'all have gotten fancy pants over the years.
That was a new thing. This month was our first go on online registration.
Right.
I would recommend that. It's the easiest, and then it gives us a count for who's coming. And like I said, you don't need to be a member. You just go to our website, radcliffesba.com, and you can register for the event. And that's
it.
That's pretty much
awesome. I love it. Very smooth. You use the word fluid. I like it. So I'm a new member. I've joined. What do I do now?
Show up. One of the biggest things I tell the younger business owners that call me and want to talk, you have to show up. If you join and then you don't come to the meetings, you don't come to the socials, you're not benefiting from what we're about.
Sure.
So show up and just be present. And really, that's 90% of what you have to do.
Do you do ribbon cuttings or anything?
We do.
Like
We
that?
do ribbon cuttings. We have one this Friday. Blessing box number 11, Be
I
the
love
Change.
those blessing boxes. Those are fabulous.
So this is number 11,
Wow.
and it's at St. Stephen's Church in Radcliffe, noon on Friday.
Okay, see, there you go. I love it. So, in the past, I have heard someone say that if you cannot speak about your business, then you shouldn't be in business. I don't necessarily agree with that. Not everyone feels comfortable speaking publicly. I could have the greatest business plan, the greatest product, the greatest service, and have a strong business mind, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable as an individual, as a person, walking up to strangers and shaking their hand and saying, let me tell you about my business.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you maybe have some mentorship situations or opportunities within your organization to help people with that?
In my short month and a half that I've been president, I have had several young business owners talk to me. I know Terry talks to people all the time.
He's a great mentor.
One of the things that I actually advise them to do is don't think about it as pitching your business. I tell them to tell your story.
Here you go.
Tell your personal story. It becomes more personal. It's not all about your business. It is, but it isn't.
Right.
And when you tell your story, you're more passionate about what you're speaking about, and then it makes people want to be a part of that.
I agree. And there are so many resources that we have locally for
Yes.
small business.
So many.
Yes. Just last night I was at a something, Pat Krausman was there with the Small Business Alliance. Is that what it's called?
She's with the Small Business Development Center.
There it is, Development Center. And do you, just off the top of your head, no pressure, can you suggest or throw out some other resources that small businesses may want to tap into locally?
So any veteran that has ever served can still go back to Fort Knox. They have the Transition Assistance Program. They have, which helps prepare you to do certain things within the community, resumes, interviews, stuff like that.
It's a big one.
They also have a Boots to Business program that is sponsored by the Veterans Business Operations Center, which is also a subsidiary of the SBA.
Wow.
That is a 2-day seminar on how to start a business.
Wow.
And it is top to bottom. They have attorneys attend, they have other business owners attend, and it's just 2 days of information, difference between LLCs, corporations, just very basic, but enough to get you out there and started. Within the community, you do have the Small Business Development Center. I know the Hardin County Chamber has started some education, Zoom things. We're getting ready to start. I know Selena Hudson out of Vine Grove has started some Zoom stuff,
Love her.
working on education, finance for business owners. So there is a ton of resources out there.
Wow. That absolutely. And I guess it starts with an idea or dream.
Yes.
And you set some goals and a business plan. Does the small business folks, do they help with a business plan, or is there someone out there that can help with that?
The Small Business Development Center is actually your best point to go to. They will set up a counseling time with you, and they will get you started. They will help you. They'll educate you on what the plan is, the purpose of the plan, and then they will send you out. You come up with your plan. Once your plan is finished, you go back, and then they proof your plan, and then they go step by step with you to get you set up and established.
Well, there you go. It just, like I said, it starts with a dream or an idea, and it sounds like there's someone there to put their arm around you, hold your hand, whatever you need, all the way through the process.
Yes.
So if there's someone out there who really wants to but doesn't know where to start, it sounds like they need to call the Rsba.
Yeah, give us a call, send us an
Yeah.
email, go online. We will mentor you with what we can, and we will point you to the right resources that will help your business.
Exactly. And that's what I love. That's key networking.
Yes.
Just show up, like you said. You don't have to know a single person in the building. Just show up. And then you will leave with a room full of friends.
Yes.
And a room full of colleagues and a room full of mentors. So there's not a reason in this world for people to at least try.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Because I'm sure you started with a daydream, and
Yes.
all of your other members started with a daydream. Those are just a room full of entrepreneurs, been there, done that, and friends.
Yes, it's an amazing. I love the SBA, or the Radcliffe Small Business Alliance. They came in, they took me in. The mentorship, the camaraderie we have, and the willingness to help each other, send each other business. Even when COVID was going on, we took focus to try and support our restaurants who were really getting hurt.
Right.
So we would focus on one restaurant at a time and try and send them as much business as we could. So just really a network to support each other and keep each other
Right.
moving forward.
One of my favorite things about the RSBA is you are big enough to help with resources and mentoring, but small enough to feel like a family.
Yes.
Where you take care of each other, and that's a really big deal.
Yes, that's what I think we are the best at.
Yes. All right. So, is there anything specific you want to touch upon that we haven't?
No. I just want to put it out there. The SBA is a very good place to start. If you can come out and just attend one of our meetings or one of our social events, you will see what we're about, and you will start making connections immediately. We will make you feel welcome. No business is too small or too big. We will welcome you in all the same, and we will do whatever we can to support you. Just our last meeting, everybody knows is the employee shortage. Some of our businesses were really struggling to find employees. So as an organization, we brought in the Kentucky Career Center.
Oh, wow.
We brought in Fort Knox's transition program, Goodwill Works, and ECTC's Employee Solutions. We brought them all into our last meeting, and I know a lot of our businesses really benefited from that. They showed up, made those connections, and I think interviews have already been started moving forward,
great.
and it's only been 2 days.
Yes.
So that was a huge opportunity for our owners. We listen to what they need, and we provide what they need the best we can.
Excellent. What a wonderful resource. If someone just has a dream, there's no reason in the world. All the resources are here to give it a shot.
Yes.
Just try. Whether it be emotional support, physical support, financial support, all of those. You all are definitely an excellent resource for that. And speaking of small business, the way that we, as the public as a whole, can help is to go to these places. If you have to choose someplace to shop, someplace to eat, a service, why not look at the small businesses, our neighbors?
Yes.
Is basically who they are, and they're giving back to the community as you give to them. And if it's not necessarily a service or a product that you would normally utilize, why not go get a gift card? That would
Yes.
help them. Buy a gift card. Holidays, we have them every month, every other month. Birthdays, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, whatever. I suggest you go in and buy a gift card, help them, and pay it forward to someone who could maybe use it in the future. It'd be a wonderful gift, and everybody wins.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Well, folks, I'm afraid we are out of time. Matthew, thank you so much for coming in. I know you're busy. You are spinning a lot of hats.
Yes.
You really are, even on rainy days, and we really appreciate you. I know the folks at the RSBA really appreciate your time. It is a volunteer position.
It is.
It is a position of passion and love for the people. And that's what I truly honor about the membership of the RSBA, is that everyone there is family.
Yes.
And you support one another, mentor one another. If I walk into that room and I need something, if you can't help me, you darn sure know somebody in that room that can.
Absolutely.
Right? And I love that. And the speakers that you have at your luncheons are always very on point and informative and very interesting. And I dare say that your members probably know a lot more before everybody else because of the wonderful speakers you have coming in. So,
Speaking of that, next month we have the Lieutenant Governor.
okay.
She's coming to speak. It is Women's History Month, and
Oh, wow.
hopefully she's speaking on the importance of women small business owners.
I love that. And you have a lot of those.
We do.
You do. All righty. Well, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you so much. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate your time. And now you know, if you have a dream and you want to make it happen, this is the man you need to talk to. Call the RSBA. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.